Okay, so for my first one, I did finding a job. Uh, Important information is going to be the websites they use to find these jobs. You got to make sure that they're real and they're not scams, because a lot of times, or most of the time, some of the times, they're going to be scams. They're not going to be real. A bunch of spam ones. It's always better too to apply on the company's actual website, not a third-party website. Um, I remember this the most because when I was looking for a job, I felt like I got responded back faster when I used the actual company's website. I'd use Indeed sometimes, and it was just a lot slower. Sometimes it wouldn't even go through, and I wouldn't get no messages back. So two things I remembered from the unit is always make sure you wear professional clothes, as in don't wear no giant logos or brand names on your clothes. Just kind of stick to something blank, um, as well as make sure you use a professional email name. Don't use like just your name and maybe a number. Don't make something goofy, use that. Okay, for my second one, auto ownership. Information that's important on this one is you always got to make sure you keep up with your tags, um, insurance, as well as making sure you can make the payments if you're financing the car. You don't want to get a car that you can't make payments on and they take it away. So the next one is it is also very important to maintain the car's oil, the oil changes, the tires, and brake pads. Because if you don't, you can mess something up. Two things that you remember from the unit, again, it's going to be keeping up with maintenance is very important, because if you don't, you can have really costly damages to the engine. If you don't do your oil changes, you could potentially break that, seize it up, whatever. The body, if you don't change your tires out and they get old, it'll get to the point where it blows up, and you can mess your body up with that. As well as transmission, you don't gotta worry about that one too much. Just make sure that you do at least get it changed, maybe every couple years, your transmission fluid. But for the most part, that's not that big of an issue as much as your engine oil. If you buy a used car from a stranger, make sure the title, the VIN number matches the car, just to make sure it's not stolen, or that it all aligns up. As well as test drive the car so you know it works. Obviously, if it's making weird noises or something like that, you just you don't buy it. So yeah, that's basically it.